Hey, what's up everybody? It's Kellen here from Start Your Systems, and here we are doing another MXGP2 gameplay video, not career mode. I'm doing just a standard gameplay video, and I'm going to play Glen Helen as Ryan Villapoto today because I was very interested to see how Glen Helen was as a track, because when it was in Mud, the motocross game Mud, whatever it was called, I think it's just Mud, it sucked. It wasn't even close to the real track. And I already kind of cheated and played this a little bit last night with some friends online, but I wanted to kind of do like 5 or so laps on it, talk about the game a little bit, how I feel about it so far, and just do something that's not career mode so that we don't have to get stuck doing that. But I'll just go to track and see how she goes. So this is the first time I've actually seen the Villapoto setup in this game. Whoop. And I'm already riding like a goon. Also, as you can see right there, I'm doing a whip. Every single person on the channel decided that it was going to be a good idea to tell me on my career mode gameplay video that came out this morning how to do a whip in this game. And fortunately, I had already learned how to do a whip last night in playing with some friends and stuff like that. But boy, oh boy, did you guys come through with telling me you didn't bother to look at the other comments or anything. You just... all 15, 20 of you guys decided to let me know the exact same thing, which is you can whip by turning the sticks towards each other. Which is, so if you want to whip with the bike swinging out to the left, but you're basically like turning to the right, you turn the handlebars to the right with the left stick and turn the bike to the left with the right stick. And then if you want to whip the other way, then it's right with the right stick and left with the left stick. And it's pretty easy to do, honestly, and it's just one kind of standard whip. Like, it just does the same thing over and over again. You can hold it for longer, but if you hold it for too long, you'll just crash like this. It doesn't let you just keep on going, so you have to let go at some point, let it come back. But it's it looks pretty cool. It's like a turn down whip kind of thing, not a big fat layover JS7 type whip where he's underneath the bike or something like that, but it still looks good. I also figured after this first lap that I do on the track, I'll go ahead and start riding in first person a little bit, because I had someone ask for me to do that. And so I'm like, hey, yeah, sure, why not? We'll take a look at it in first person. One thing I will say about this Glen Helen track, definitely not this much shrubbery around the track. There's some trees and stuff, but the bushes are few and far between. So it's... I think maybe a little bit much with how much bushes that they have on this track. It's also hard to make that turn for some reason. Playing online with people on this track, people were just hopping over that little split line there by the finish line. So, all right, we'll go to first person now. Try to ride like this for a little bit. I really think the first person camera looks good, but I don't know how easy it is to ride with it. Someone I was talking to last night said it's not very easy, but I don't know if that is true or not. It's also what a whip looks like, apparently, because I just whipped both of those jumps, and that's what it looked like. Now I'm just leaned back going into Talladega. Pretty cool, though, to experience a track that, in all honesty, I go to probably more than any other track in real life. It's not the closest track to me by any stretch of the imagination, but it's my favorite within the vicinity of me because of its elevation change and stuff like that. I fucking hate the flat tracks that are around us, the Milestones and the Elsinores and stuff like that. Cajilla's fun, but god dang, those tracks suck. They're flat and they're jumpy and annoying and not real motocross at all, so I just don't like them. But I really like Glen Helen. I think the dirt there is really good, and I think that the hills and stuff make it really fun. And I just crashed. So I wanted to get kind of an experience on it in this game, because obviously I play it all the time, or not all the time, but have played it before in Sim. I've raced it 2 or 3 times in Sim before, so I at least get to experience it through a different video game. But it's not like an official release track or anything like that. It's made by third-party track makers, so to be able to play a track that's already developed into the game and such, like, I think it's pretty neat, especially when it's a track that's so close to you. It's kind of weird, the sounds, and I know everybody hates the sounds, I'm gonna go quiet here in a second, probably turn the sounds up, but the sounds kind of like go to either side of my headset as I'm listening through it, depending on which way the bike is leaned over. So I'll go silent here for the next couple sections and let you hear what I'm talking about. So I just whipped either way down that rhythm section. You could hear, I don't know if you're listening in a headset or maybe you have dynamic speakers or something like that, but you can hear the sound parlaying back and forth as you do a whip. This game feels pretty fun in first person though. I'm not a huge first person fan. I don't play first person in Sim, as you likely know. And that's mainly because it tends to make me dizzy. I mean, obviously you're riding in a first person's perspective in real life, so it sounds kind of weird to say that, but when you play it on a video game, I guess it's just like a whole different ball game for me, and it kind of tricks my eyes, I think. It makes it feel like a roller coaster. So here's an effect apparently that you can fast forward or slow down but not change the camera. This is the rewind feature. So if I wanted to just go back to, say, I don't know, here, it'll let me just go back to there. Not any purpose other than like if you had a big crash and you didn't want to have a big crash or something like that. Where the rewind purpose really came through, I guess, or like the initial launch of when I started to see it all the time was some of the car games, particularly the Codemasters makes like the dirt games or grid, and now the F1 games too, because Codemasters makes those. So I guess it's like a Codemasters thing, is when you have a big off and you break the car, it allows you to like reset and go back. But you can't break the bike in this game. I mean, in real life, theoretically, if you had a big enough crash, you could, but they don't have it so that if you fall off the bike really hard, the bike breaks and you have to reset. It's just there in case you're tired of like crashing on the start or something and you just want to redo the start. You get 9 of them per race, so it's kind of interesting. I feel like as I'm playing this game more and more, I'm starting to feel like I'm worse and worse at it. I'm trying to do like bigger lines and stuff like that. It is just not a good day. But I'm trying. So I'll finish off this lap and I'll spend this last lap speaking my thoughts of the game and Glen Helen so far. I think that they definitely got Glen Helen pretty good. Wouldn't say it's perfect or anything. I think in some spots the scaling's a little off. I think particularly on this first uphill, it is never like this up and down. Like, yes, there are rollers up this hill sometimes, but this is like extreme. I've never ever encountered a track where it's that extreme, even at the GP that they had here, which I was at last year. So I think that was a little over the top there. But I think they got Mount St. Helens pretty good. Swing around out of the inside, and then they had a little roller up this hill, and then it was just all the way straight up to the top. I was actually standing on the right side of the screen right there for most of the GP there last year. So it'd be on the right side coming down here on where all those people are standing. Get a good view of the whole track. I also think that they have the elevation just a little bit off, particularly in the flat end of the track. It's definitely not like that up and down. When you get to the center, you'll see what I'm talking about. But otherwise, they did a pretty good job. A little too much shrubbery. The color maybe a little bit different, but I really like the fact that like my home track, as I would call it, is in this game, and pretty accurate for what it was for the GP. So this game, like I said, if you want to get it, I would recommend it. Some people are saying it looks like crap and whatever, but if you're a motocross fan, it's totally worth it. And straight ahead of us right there, you can see there's a lot of like hilly elevation on the flat land right there. It's definitely not like that in real life, so yeah. Anyway, but like I said, I think this game is totally worth it. I don't know why people are putting up such a fuss about it. I know that most of the comments that I've gotten so far on the videos that I've put up are positive, and that they like seeing what they're seeing. I did see a comment that said, so it's basically just MXGP1, there's nothing different. Honestly, it feels way different. Like the physics and everything are way different. I wouldn't necessarily say it's better yet, but they did really try to incorporate having to hook onto ruts and using the clutch to your advantage and using both brakes. I have to use both brakes coming into corners when you're on realistic physics, so that's a really nice touch. I also feel that a lot less like random things happen in MXGP1, the game, or whatever you want to call it. It almost seemed like you'd like slide out all the time, or do like you get kicked weird or something like that, and that still happens in this game, but you're much more in control, I think, of stuff like that happening. So I don't know, I like it. I'm a supporter of it, and I'm a supporter of a game that is obviously growing the MX community in some way, shape, or form. So I'm not going to knock it whatsoever. But I had planned, by the way, a career mode video to come out today. That's actually going to be moved to Friday, and then I'll probably have career mode moved to Tuesdays after this. So just like one video a week. And we'll start getting back into group plays and online plays and stuff like that, and other videos that we do. So it's just an idea of the content schedule that's coming up. But I wanted to get a video out so that I can explain, look, I know how to whip, and also try out Glen Helen, because I know that it's the last track on the schedule, so I wanted to do something before we got there. So anyway, I'm going to wrap this video up. Looks like I'm about to run my best lap too. Hop over this guy. Oh, it's going to be close. A 59.211. We just put in, I don't know how many laps. Personal record was a 158.6 apparently. Session best a 159.2. So that 158.6 I must have ran last night when I was playing with my friends. But anywho, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. For Kellen here on Start Your Systems, thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, please subscribe if you haven't already to the channel. Also hit that like button, it really helps us out. And comment if you have any questions, we'll get back to them as soon as we can. We'll see you guys later.